In this tutorial, I will show you how to get your free domain and set up your first website. We will install WordPress and talk about the website you can make by following the tutorials on my YouTube channel. We'll create an email account like info@yourdomainname.com. We'll configure your email account for all devices you want, like on your computer and on your phone, and we'll make sure that all those email devices sync with each other. So when you flag an email on your phone, it will also be flagged on your computer. I will show you how to create a subdomain and how to create a second website if you want to create a second website. Maybe you already have a website up and running, including an email account. I will show you to migrate all those, the website, the domain, and the email accounts towards Hostinger, so you will maintain a super fast website and reduce the cost of your web hosting accounts. Furthermore, we'll talk about restoring and creating backups, making your website faster through CDN, and using the staging tool. So are you ready to create your first website for an affordable price? If so, let's get started. In order to make use of this amazing deal, let's go to Webhosting36.com, hit enter, and you'll be redirected when you click over here to Hostinger Experience. And I want to create a new website. So I click on select. I can start with AI. I have different tutorials for that. You can watch them over here. I want to start from scratch. So I click on start from scratch. So I can claim my free domain name. That's what I will do. So I click on select and I go for a .com domain extension and I will say Freddy Corp. I click on search to see if it's available and it is available. I click on continue. And now I need to fill in some other details. I'm from the Netherlands. I can fill in my personal details or company details. I go for personal, next step. And a lot of these fields are already filled. So I click on finish registration. Now my domain name is registered. It's free, completely free. And I click on finish setup. And now our WordPress website is in the making. Meanwhile, if we go to 30corp.com, hit enter. And then you see what kind of website do you want to make. A regular WordPress website for your business or organization. You can create an online course website, a news or blogging website. You can create an affiliate marketing website. You can create a web shop so you can start selling products on the internet. If you click on one of those, you go directly to that tutorial and you can watch all the steps. Meanwhile, we are ready over here. So now I can view my website. Well, what I prefer to do, I click on manage site. I close this. Okay, look at this. What I want to do, I want to go to security, SSL. SSL is being installed. It will be automatic. But right now, if I would go to my website, let me click over here and click over here. Look at this. We are live. The only thing is our website is not secure yet. That is being done right now. But our website is live at once at Hostinger, which is amazing. So what I want to do now, I want to go to website here at the left, WordPress. I want to install WordPress on my website. WordPress is the most popular website builder in the world, and it will make it so easy for you to make a website. WordPress is doing all the hard work. I'm just showing you how to use WordPress. And now we can install WordPress by clicking on install. I can give my website a title. Let's say my WordPress, the administrator email. I can create a username. I can create a password. And then I can click on next. Most recent version, the language of the website. And I click on install. Let me close this. Awesome. Now I click on this beautiful button, admin panel. And there we are. Our website is secure, as you see over here. And if I take a look at the backend, that is this area, this is how it looks. But I can also click over here and then I go to the front end. What's the difference? The back end, this area is what we see when we log in as an administrator. And this is what people see when they visit our website. We see this beautiful bar over here because we are logged in. But everybody in the world that goes to freddycorp.com will see this website. It means we are live. Congratulations with that. And now we can set up our website. And there are so many different kind of websites we can make. And I have tutorials about all of those. And in all those tutorials, I will show you how we can clean up this area by dismissing this, all this stuff. So now it's up to you. What kind of website do you want to make? So you can go to 30corp.com. Take a look at the websites over here. I have a recent one about affiliate marketing. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. So again, if you search for 30corpers hook, you can watch this one. Or if you go to my channel, you can create a website using the Divi theme. You can create a website using Elementor. You can create high converting blog posts. Actually, my YouTube channel is about helping people to make websites that make them money. You can learn how to make websites using Elementor, for instance, and then become a web design agency, start making websites for clients. The sky is the limit. You can work with AI in your website. Oh man, there's so much. You can start with drop shipping, create a logo for your business. So it's up to you. What we can do now, since we got a domain name for free and web hosting, we need to confirm a few things with our email account. So you probably received 1 or 2 emails. What you need to do, you need to verify your email address and verify that you're the owner of the brand new domain. Let me show you how. Since you got a free domain, you need to confirm that domain with your email account. So you get an email from a hostinger right after you purchase web hosting. So what you need to do, you need to go to that email and click over here. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it can be if you don't do that, that your domain will be suspended. And that's not what you want. So it says already your email address has already been verified. By the way, if you cannot see that email, you go to your hostinger account and then over here, you can click on resend the verification email. And then you get that email and then you can click on verify email. And now everything seems to be fine. Maybe you don't want to build a website on a live website, but on a subdomain so you can practice a bit. Well, if you want to create a subdomain, that is a domain, test.yourdomain.com. Let me show you how you can configure that in Hostinger. Over here, I have my free domain name, freddycorp.com, and I've installed WordPress on it. But how can I create a subdomain like test.freddycorp.com? Let me show you. First, I go to websites. I go to manage over here at Freddy Corp. And then here at the left, I can go to domains, subdomains. Then I can click on subdomain and I can say courses, courses.freddycorp.com. I click on create. Okay, what I can do now, I can go to website here at the left hand, auto installer. Then over here, I see already the installed applications at freddycorp.com. And now I want to click on WordPress again. But this time I click on advanced. And instead of installation path, missing an L over here, I can say courses.freddycorp.com. Awesome. So I can give this a title, my WordPress. I change the administrator email, the username and the password. I scroll down and I click on next. Install. Okay. Now I can click here, admin panel. And I will be redirected to courses.freddycorp.com. So if I go to the website, I'm here at courses.freddycorp.com and now I can create a complete website over here. So I have 1 domain name and 2 WordPress installations. So if I would go to websites, auto installer, I see I have 2 installations over here. So that's how you create a subdomain. So you have a free domain and you have web hosting. Now let me show you how you can create an email account within your web hosting plan. In order to create an email account for your domain, in my case freddycorp.com, I need to go to emails. And then I click over here at setup free email service. I click on setup and I need to select my domain. In my case, it will be freddycorp.com. Confirm. And this can take a minute, so we need to be patient. And there we are at freddycorp.com. Setup is not finished, so I click on manage. And now I need to select Titan free email. We don't need the business stuff. We just need the free stuff. That's enough. So I click on select. Email plan was successfully created. That sounds good. And now I need to create my email account name. So it will be whatever you type over here and then at freddycorp.com. So I want to have an info@freddycorp.com. I want to make this email account my admin. So I need to create a password over here. And I want to fill in a recovery email address. So another of my email addresses. So when I mess things up with a password, I can recover it over here. So I fill in a Gmail account over here and I click on create new account. So now my email account info@freddycorp.com is successfully created, and there are a few ways on how to access this. The first one is access through webmail. So I click over here, it will open in a new tab and now I need to log in. So I have my super new email address and I need to fill in my password, and over here I can change the language. So I'm putting it to English. I click on login. I save it. I confirm my recovery email account. And there I am. I can get started over here by clicking here. And my name, how I want it to be displayed. So when I send someone an email, what should appear? So I can say Freddy or Freddy Corp. And then I could say my business is about web design, for instance. So let's do that. Freddy Corp, web design agency. Next. I can import emails from a Gmail account. I don't want to do that. So I click on I'll do this later. I don't want to have a professional signature. So I click on I'll do this later. And if I write a few emails back and forth, I want to put them on top of each other. So I select these settings and I click on continue. We can change it later. Awesome. I can also use the Titan Emails app. But right now I'll say I'll do this later. Done. Happy emailing. Thank you. Okay, what I can do now, I can send an email. So let me bring this to the left. Go to my email account at MacMail. And now I want to compose a new email. So I click on compose over here. I want to send it to my official email account. I want to say email from Freddy from online email account. I say, hey Freddy, it's Freddy here from online mail. Cheers, Freddy. What I can do, I can send an image along. So over here, attach an image. This image over here from me in front of a crowd. And I can send it. So now I hope to expect it over here. So let me wait a second. It says over here, the message is sent from my brand new email account. Now over here, I'm waiting for it. And there it is. Message from Freddy Corp, web design agency. That sounds good. Hey Freddy, it's Freddy here from online mail. Cheers, Freddy. So I got my email. So right now I can send and receive emails. And also if I go over here to send, I see it is sent. So I can also take a look at all the emails I've sent. So I'm a kind person. So I click on reply and I say, hey, Freddy, thank you for your email. I can also attach something. So I can go to pictures. So I can send this picture over here. Why not? I can send it. Then I wait over here. And there it is. I got my message from Freddy with the image, and they're stacked on top of each other. So here's my email sent to him, and then there's the email back. Now I can click on reply. So that's how it works. And what I also can do, I can turn on notifications. So when I'm in my browser, I get a message or a notification when I got a new email. So if I turn it on, allow. Now it's allowed. So I go away over here. And now Freddy is kind enough to send another email back. And I say, hey, is the notification working? Awesome. So now I only use the online version. I'm just browsing on the internet. subscribing to my own YouTube channel. And now do I get a notification when there is a new email? And there it is. It is working. So now whenever I'm browsing through the internet, I get a message over here when I get an email. Super cool. There is one thing that I want to change over here. All my emails are stacked into one email. Although that can be nice, I don't want it. And if I don't want it, I need to change it. If you want to change something in your life, let's start again. If you want to have something different in your life, you need to change it. Wow, this is the best part of the tutorial. Okay, if you want to change that, you can go to the settings over here, to the preferences, and then you can go over here at general, conversation view, replies to the same email will be grouped together in one thread. I turn it off. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I should have a few emails below each other. Like this. Awesome. Now let's take it to the next level. So you've created an email account and it's working with webmail. Now let me show you how you can configure this on your phone or on your computer. Let's start with a computer. And it can be that you have a laptop or a PC. I have a Mac. The principles apply in the same manner. So if the things I will show you using Macmail, those same principles will be applied to Microsoft Outlook. So let's get started with that. In order to set this up on my computer, I go back to emails, to Freddy Corp, manage, and then I see quite a lot of options over here. And what I want to do, I want to go to configure desktop app. So I click over here. What I want to do, I want to take a look at the IMAP options over here. So my email address over here is info@freddycorp.com. Incoming server is really important and the outgoing server is really important. So what I want to do now, I want to go to Macmail. The same principles apply for a PC. And as you see, I already have a few email accounts here. So if I want to add one using Macmail, I go to Mail, add an account. I want to use other mail account, continue. I want to fill in my name, which is in my case, Freddy Corp. And then I can say after that, Web Design Agency. My email address is this one, of course, and I need to fill in the password I've created when I created this account. Then I need to copy my email address, paste it over here. I want to use the IMAP type. Then I go back to the Hostinger panel and I go for my incoming server, imap@titan.email. I paste it here. And the other one is smtp.titan.email. SMTP, double check. Yes. I click on sign in and now my emails should appear over here. Yes, I turn off notes. I only want to sync my emails. And over here I see Freddy Corp. If I uncheck this, those emails I see over here. I also see them over here. Now let me show you some magic. This is what I like. Okay, I have my webmail over here on top and below I have my webmail. So if I select something over here, I say mark unread. Look at that. Now it's also here, not read. So if I receive an email and I already read it on my phone or on my computer or on my webmail and I say, hey, I want to flag this or I want to do something with it, it will be synced on all your devices that are linked to your email account. So I read it. So the blue thing goes away. Look at this. Also away. So if I go over here and I want to give it a star. Look at this. There's the flag. So flag or star. What I do when I do not answer emails, I have 638 emails that I yet have to answer. So I flag them. So when I flag something, it will be flagged in my webmail and on all the other devices I use for my email account. So this is cool. Now, let's take it a step further. How cool would it be if I would have an email client? It's called a clean email client when you have a Macmail or Microsoft Outlook and you have it on your phone. So you can receive emails on your phone and on your computer, but those will be linked. So when I flag an email on my phone or I remove it, it will also be removed from my computer. How cool would that be? I think that's really cool. And that's what we're going to configure right now. So now I have my phone over here. I will show you the screen. I want to install this on my phone. So what I will do, I go to settings. I use an iPhone. I go to mail, accounts. Someone is at the front door. Cool. I want to add an account. Click on other, add an email account. The name will be Freddy Corp Web Design Agency. My email is info@freddycorp.com. The password I've created when I created this account, and my description, which will be the same as the name. Next. It's IMAP. So I copy my email. I paste it here at the username. And also here at the username. Then host name. Remember, we can find that over here. imap.titan.email. Then SMTP outgoing server dot titan.email. And then the password again. I click on next. Everything is checked. Again, only emails. So now on my phone, I can go to Freddy Corp Web Design Agency. I see they're flagged. Look at this. If I unflag it, look on my phone, on my computer, it's gone. If I say over here on my webmail, it should be marked as unread. On my phone, look at this. Now it's also unread. So everything is in sync with each other. What I've not tried yet, I should do that. Two things. First, mail, accounts at Freddy Corp. I want to change the details. So the description should also be Freddy Corp for myself. So over here it says Freddy Corp. That is better for the overview. Then I know which email account is which one. Now let me send an email from my Mac. So I say to info@freddycorp. But I want to send it from, also from Freddy Corp. Email from Mac Mail to see if I can send emails from my Mac Mail using the SMTP server, the outgoing server. So let me check. There it is. All three, Mac Mail, Webmail, and on my phone. Okay, let's see if I can send an email from my phone, from info@freddycorp, reply from phone. And if I know that, if that works, then I know I can send and receive emails from Webmail, Mac Mail, and phone mail. So here's the moment we've all been waiting for, at least. There it is. Awesome. Reply from phone, cheers. So we synced our email accounts and now we can send and receive emails and everything will be in sync with each other. How great is that? I think it's pretty amazing. Maybe you have created your first website and you're like, hey, I want to create a second website. I'm in the mood. I'm all in. I want to create a second website. Or maybe you're like, hey, how can you make a second website using your hosting plan? Well, in both cases, let me show you how you can do that. Add a second domain to your web hosting account. In order to get a second domain, we can go to domains. We only have one over here, freddycorp.com. In order to create a new one, I click on get a new domain. I can type a domain, so ferdyiscool2.com and search, or I can use generate domain using AI. So I can say I want to create a website for my photography business in Kansas City. I focus on disabled dogs. Generate Kansas is with a K. I know. KC. So I can use something like this or this or this or this. So this is what you can do if you don't, if you need some inspiration, or you click on find a new domain. So I want to go for freddyk.com. Search. And it says Freddy K is already taken. So I need to have another one. fredko.com. Search. It's already taken. Also Fred Corp. There it is. It's available. So I click on buy now. Normally $16 right now, $10 for the first year, depending on how much years I choose. So I click on buy now. If I go for 3 years, I get 3 years for $9.99. If I go for 1 year, after 1 year, I start to pay $16 per year. So if you think you're gonna take this serious, then go for 3 years, so you get the most discount. I click on complete payment. Okay, now it says pending setup. What I can do now, I can go to websites, click on create or migrate a website. I want to skip this part. I want to create a new website from scratch. So I click here below. And now I can choose my domain name, which I just have chosen. I click on select. Okay, finish the registration. Awesome. Now I want to manage the site. So I click here. Great. I want to go to security, SSL. See how that is going. It's being installed. Okay. So that will go automatically. Great. Then I can go to website, WordPress, or below that, auto installers. And I want to select WordPress. I say my WordPress. Change all this stuff over here. I click on next, install. It says it will take around 3 minutes before Fred Corp will be accessible. So if I click over here, I see my website and I see it is secure. If it's not the case, then go to security, SSL, and you'll probably say it's not active yet. If not, wait until it is, and then you can check your website and it is safe. So now I can go to the admin panel over here, or I go to websites, WordPress. So I click on admin panel. Look at this. We are live and our website is secure. How great is that? Since Hostinger is way more affordable than other web hosting platforms and they're still super fast, you can save a lot of money by migrating all your websites towards Hostinger. Not only your websites, also your email accounts and all your emails and your domains. Let me show you how to do it, starting with transferring your domain towards Hostinger. We can also transfer domains towards Hostinger. So over here at SiteGround, I have a domain, davidcorp.com. I host a domain at SiteGround, and the website is also hosted at SiteGround. So what I want to do, I want to transfer this domain from SiteGround to Hostinger. So over here at SiteGround, I can click on Manage Domain. And if I click on Renew, I have to pay 20 euros, which is around $22. So I want to transfer this domain to Hostinger because there it is cheaper. How can I do that? I need to get an EPP code. How can I get that? At SiteGround, I can get it over here. Get an EPP code. If you have another web hosting provider where you have your domains or a domain provider, just Google where to get the EPP code. It will be sent to me right now. It is sent over here. There it is. I get the code. I copy it. Now I go to Hostinger. Then I go to Domains. Transfer an existing domain name. Then over here, I fill in the domain, davidcorp.com. I click on transfer. And right now it says $9 instead of 22. So over here at domains, I have a lot of domains. If I transfer them all to Hostinger, it will save me so much money. So I click on purchase. I click on complete payment. I click on select my domain and continue. Here's the key I need to paste. What I say, keep the existing name servers. So the website will still point to SiteGround, so nothing will change. Only the domain will be transferred. And later in the tutorial, I will show you how to also transfer all the web hosting stuff, like the images, your complete website, the emails. But right now, we're just talking about domain name. So I click on transfer domain, and the transfer is initiated. It can take up to 5 till 7 business days to complete. Once the transfer is completed, the domain will appear on my domain list. So if I click on continue, it's right now being transferred. So if I click on domains, there are 2 active, but the third one I transferred is not there yet. But if I click on transfers, it's in the process. So I will be back with you when it is completed. It is now 6 days later and there is no domain anymore on my transfer list. So if I go to domains, what I see, David Corp is now active at Hostinger. I can turn on auto renewal. Then I need to add a payment method. Why not? PayPal. Okay, now auto renewal can be turned on because here at billing, payment methods, I turn on PayPal. I go back to domains. Now I can enable it for all the domains. It would not be that fun if you have an amazing website and you did not renew it and it is for sale and somebody buys it. So that's how you can transfer a domain. And the great thing is it's still active. So it's not like if the transfer is complete that your website is offline. It's still hosted at SiteGround, but the domain right now is at Hostinger and it points towards the web hosting of SiteGround. Now let me show you to transfer your websites and email accounts towards Hostinger, including all of your emails. But before we do that, we need to make backups of everything. So let me show you how to do that. If you also want to transfer your website, your web hosting, and your emails towards Hostinger from SiteGround or another web hosting provider, you need to do the following. You need to go to the website you want to transfer. In my case, it's David Corp. So I go to my website, David Corp. The first thing I want to do, I want to make a backup of the website. So I need to log in, go to the backend. I see the PHP is not the right one. So that's also a good reason to transfer, or I can upgrade it here at SiteGround. I can do both. But in my case, I want to get my whole web hosting plan towards Hostinger. So I need to have the plugin. Add new plugin called All-in-One WP Migration. You need to install this and then activate it, which is already the case on my website. Then I go to All-in-One WP Migration Export. I use this tool all the time. I love it. Click over here. I want to have a file. Now it will prepare to export. And it will both have your website and all the files and everything and your database. And that's what makes this tool so amazing. I can just import this on another WordPress website and everything will be fine. So I download it. Just in case if things would go wrong, I can go to plugins, add new plugin. And I go for WP Vivid, also a backup plugin. Install now. Activate. And now I click on backup now. There it goes. Awesome. Now I need to scroll down. And here at backups, I can download this one. Sometimes it's one file, sometimes it's multiple files. In my case, it's one. I download it. Download. And there it goes. So now I have 2 backups. In my case, all-in-one WP migration always works. But if it somehow doesn't work, you can use WP Vivid as a backup of the backup. There they are. WordPress, all-in-one WP migration and WP Vivid. So now my website is backed up. Now I want to go to all my email accounts. So if I go to SiteGround, I go to email accounts. I have one over here, info at David Corp. I want to transfer or migrate that towards Hostinger. So I can go to my webmail, and then I'll see I have a few emails over here in my inbox and in my sent emails. I want to transfer them to my new web hosting, to Hostinger, and then have the same email account with the same emails. How can I do that? You need to have a client for that, preferably on a Mac or on a PC. I use Mac Mail. Same principle applies. Over here, I see all those emails from David Corp. So if you take a look at one of the emails, I have 242 emails. I want to transfer them all to the same email address, but on a new web hosting provider. It's on the account of David Corp. So what I can do, I can do right mouse click. I can say export the mailbox. Then I can go to downloads, create a new folder, David Corp, com, create. And over there I can choose my export folder. So I go to downloads, to davidcorp.com, and there's my inbox. Awesome. I want to do the same with the outbox. So if I go to the outbox, all sent of David Corp, right mouse click, export mailbox, choose. So now I have a backup of this. However, the great thing is I can have an overlap between my current email account and my new one that I'm about to create. And then I can just drag them from this one to the new one. And it will make it really easy to migrate everything. So what's next? Now we need to create the same website as we have on our other web hosting platform and then point our domain towards our new hosting, Hostinger. I need to go to Hostinger. I have my domain over here that is pointing towards SiteGround, but meanwhile I can go to websites. I can create a new one or migrate one. I want to create a new one. I want to do everything manually. Don't have a personalized experience. I want to select, create a new website, skip, I'll start from scratch. And I select the domain David Corp, which is pointing towards SiteGround. So if I create a new website over here, it will not be shown at David Corp. So it will not be visible, but it will be somewhere on my Hostinger server. So I click on select. And now I want to go to the control panel. Okay. I want to use the auto installer WordPress. And I will call this my WordPress. Log in with my details, my username, create a password. Then I click on next and install. Now I want to edit my website. So I go to the admin panel. It can be that it asks you, do you want to go to davidcorp.com? Then I say ignore. And when you do that, you'll be redirected to a website that is temporarily, really hard word for me to say. So now I can go to posts, delete all the posts, go to the trash, empty the trash. I do the same with media. No media with the pages. One page, so I click on trash, trash, empty the trash, and add plugins. Okay, I want to add a new plugin. It's called All-in-One WP Migration. Install now. And I click on activate. Great. Now I go to All-in-One WP Migration, import. Import from file. The WP, press file, open. Look how fast. This is cool. Wow. That's great. It says at SiteGround this was PHP 7. Right now it's PHP 8 at Hostinger. Proceed. That's only better if you have PHP 8. Okay, finish. Now I can go to permalinks and I need to log in again with the same details from my other website that I had at SiteGround. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now I need to go to settings permalinks, and it says it's a preview website. And here I check post name and I save it twice. Save. So now at this preview website, if I close this and I go to the website, we have exactly the same website as over here. You see that? Exactly the same. That's what you want. Okay. I go back to the Hostinger panel. So we've installed our website on Hostinger. Now we need to make sure that our domain points towards the new website on Hostinger. Let me show you how to do that by changing the name servers. If you're still here, you're doing a great job. The next thing we will do, we'll go to domains. I want to go to my David Corp domain and then I click on manage. It says over here I can create a 30@davidcorp or an info@30corp email address. But what I want to do first, as I said before, the domain points towards the name servers of SiteGround. I want them to point towards Hostinger. So I can change them over here. And then I just select use the Hostinger name servers. And that will make them point towards the web hosting of Hostinger. And they will have nothing to do anymore with SiteGround. So I click on save because that's what I want. It might take up to 24 hours. Awesome. The great thing is when they point towards Hostinger that we already have our website up and running, so nothing will change. It's time to do the same thing with our email account. We need to create a new email account, the same one as we had with our other web hosting provider. And then we will copy all the emails from our current web hosting provider from that email account towards our new email account. What I want to do now, I want to go to emails. And I want to set up a free email service. So I click on setup. I choose the domain David Corp, confirm. I go for Titan free email. Awesome. Now I want to create info@David Corp, the one I had already. I create a password and I want to have a password recovery email address. And I click on create a new account. Awesome. It's created now. I can access it through webmail. I don't want to do that right now. I want to click on done. Awesome. Now I want to go back to emails. There it is, David Corp. Click on manage. And now I want to go configure this for a desktop app. So here's my information. What I need to do now, I need to go back to my mail account. Let me make it smaller again. I want to go to mail, add an account. And this time it's still David Corp, but I will call this one new Hostinger for now. My email address is info@davidcorp.com. My password is the one I've created. I copy the username, I paste it, and over here, incoming server, it's this one, outgoing server, SMTP. And I click on sign in. I want to sync the emails. Okay, right now it's called David Corp. There are no emails. What I need to do, I need to click here, mail, accounts. I go to the David Corp without a capital here, a space, details. And I copy this, and I paste it here. So I know which one is which one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. I go to the David Corp, the old email account. I hold Alt or Option on the Mac, and I drag them to the new one. This is all sent. So that's also all the sent emails. So now they're also here. And now I go to the old David Corp account, Command A, hold Alt, and bring them to the new one. And now they're all copied to the new one. To check that, we go to emails, manage at David Corp. Then I go to email accounts. There it is, info at Dave's Corp. And I click over here. I see it's already used for a bit. Access webmail. And now you see they are here. By the way, if you want to learn how to set this all up, I cover that in this tutorial. You can go to the timestamps in the description and search for webmail. And I'll also show you how to set it all up for your mobile device. So everything is in sync with each other. So this is working. Now we need to check how our website is doing. And for that, we need to go to websites. I need to go to Dave's Corp, manage. And it says domain status Dave's Corp will be accessible in 3 minutes. So probably in 3 minutes, our website will point towards our hosting and name service and everything should be fine. And here it says your domain is connecting to Hostinger. We're currently connecting your domain to Hostinger. Name service, please. It can take up to 3 minutes. Great. So what I will do, I will wait for 3 minutes and then I will refresh this page and see if this message still appears. It's now 3 minutes later, so let me refresh this. Wow, now we can go to our website. So if I click here, we are live. Awesome. And to check it, to double check it, look at this. There's no more message about PHP 7 because Hostinger uses PHP 8. So if you want to triple check, you can search for the DNS checker. There it is. Then I go to DNS lookup, HTTPS, davidcorp.com, hit enter. As you see, the emails are pointing towards the new Titan email provider. And the domains are, the name servers are pointing towards DNS parking, which is the one from Hostinger. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, how you transfer your domain, your website, and your emails towards Hostinger. When you have a business account at Hostinger, Hostinger will make a backup of your website every single day. Let me show you how you can restore those backups and also how to create a manual backup. So maybe before you want to make a big change or after you made a big change and that went successfully, you can decide, hey, I want to make a backup now. So if something goes wrong in the future, I can restore that one. Let me show you how to do that. We can go to our websites. I have two. One of them is Freddy Corp. And I had a beautiful website on it, but right now, if I go to manage and I click over here, I messed things up. I removed a lot of things and I want to bring it back. How can I do that? Well, really simple. Or over here, I go to daily backups, or here at the left, I go to files. And what's also handy is just search here, backups. Wow. It's so easy. Click on it. And now I can restore websites. I click on select. I can select my domain or my website, Freddy Corp in this case, and I choose a date. Well, I know that I had this beautiful website on the 15th of November. There can be a screenshot. Right now there is not one, but I click on restore. And I understand that restoring the selected backup version will replace all the current website files and databases. So keep in mind that it will be replaced. So if you've created a lot of things after, in my case, the 15th, that will be gone. Keep that in mind. So I use it when I mess things up. If I ever mess things up in my website, I can turn back, restore a backup from the day before or the most recent one. I'll show you in a minute how to do that. But right now I want to bring up my really big website that I removed. So I click on restore. So now we have to wait. So what have you been up to lately? What have you done today so far? Have you done the things you were planning to do or not? Or maybe you had no plan, so you decided to just browse through the internet and then you came towards this video. Now you're watching this video, or did you plan to watch this video? Like, hey, I want to learn how to replace a backup. What's your story? Okay. You can talk out loud back to me now, okay? Okay, my website is restored. In the restore history, I can see that it is successfully restored. So now if I go to freddycorp.com, Voila, it's there. It's working. Okay, now I can log in. So I can go back to the, get rid of this, go to the dashboard, admin panel. And what you can do, let me show you something. If you update a plugin, so I click on, okay, let me click on update and then I click somewhere else. Look at this. Now I broke my website. Oh, it's not that broke. Okay, normally it will be broken. Let me see if I can do that again. Update all. Okay, it's in the middle of updating things. Yes, now I broke down my website. Awesome. No, I want to break down my website. Okay, let me do something different. I added the page. I like it that Hostinger is fixing this because with other web hosting providers, I had to do a lot of things manually in order to fix that. So I deleted a lot of things. I'm in a fight with my wife and she enters my website and starts to delete a lot of stuff. I know she would never do that. And then she updates it. And now my website looks like this. Now I'm like, oh no, what should I do? Now I can go to the files, backups, and I can restore the website again. Choose the backup, this one. Restore. Yes, restore. And everything is restored. Just like my relationship with my wife after the big fight. That's why you need to change your password now and then. No, kidding. What you also can do, you can create a backup on demand. So if you adjust a few things in your website and you're happy with it, you can create a backup manually. So you don't have to wait for the moment in the day that Hostinger does it for you. Maybe you're about to change a few things and you're like, hey, I want to make a backup for if I mess things up. In that case, search for backups, click over here, and then go to generate a new backup. So right now my website, it looks like this. I'm happy with it. I adjust a few things, the new Black Friday discount. So I want to create a backup. So I go to Files, Backups, and now I can say over here, generate a new backup. Select, proceed, and now it's creating a backup on demand. Awesome. Now I can go to restore website. And right now, the time is 20:49. And here it says a backup from a minute ago. So that's how you create a manual backup. So now you can adjust things. And if you somehow don't like it, you can restore that backup that you just made. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can create and restore backups using Hostinger. Let me show you an even better way to adjust your website. Look at this. I can search for staging, WordPress staging. What you can do, you can create a temporarily subdomain, adjust things, and when you're happy with the results, the adjustments, your site is perfectly working, then you can click on one button or one push on the button and your staging environment will be published to the live website. Why do that? If you break your website down during the changing in the staging area, your live website will still be intact. So if you're doing big updates, use the staging tool. How do you do that? You click on create staging. I call this one staging. Create. This can take a few minutes before it is initiated or activated. It just said that the staging environment is created. So over here, what I can do, I can manage the staging. What you can do now, we can go to the staging admin panel, or we can go to staging security. And if there are updates, which there are, over here, there are 4. I can also update them over here. So if you prefer to do that, click here on update, update. So it will be updated from Hostinger. Okay, the SR theme was successfully updated. So now, I don't see the updates anymore. Let me see. Updates. Yeah, I have 3 updates. So you can also update from over here, I go back to the staging dashboard. I can go to the staging admin while I'm already there. So I can update everything. Okay. Then I go to the website and I think, hey, there's even more discount right now. So I go to Hostinger. I grab this. Let me do that really quick. Edit page. Click over here. Replace. Upload. I know I should rename my image, but right now, for the sake of the tutorial, I'll just upload it. Over here, I say 85. Update. Okay, does my website still work? Yes. Okay, my live website, freddycorp.com, still shows 81. So now I'm happy with what I have over here. My website is still working. So what I want to do now, I want to go back at staging, click over here on the 3 dots and click on publish. Now I'll click on publish over here. And now within a few minutes, the staging website will be published on the live website. And in that way, everything will run smoothly. So now it's a matter of me waiting until this one is finished. And I can do that by refreshing the page. It's now 2 minutes later. Let me refresh it again. And now it's working up to 85%. So that's how you can use staging. When you have the business plan at Hostinger, you have access to CDN. What is CDN? Let me tell you, but first let me change clothes and then I will tell you what it is. Do you want to have a faster website? Then you need CDN. What is CDN? CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. A CDN will make your website faster. How does it work? When I have a website and the server of that website is in Arizona, United States, and a visitor from Arizona goes to my website, then the response time is really fast. Why? Because someone from Arizona is visiting my website that is located in Arizona. But if a visitor from Australia enters my website, the response time can be quite a bit lower because a longer distance has to be taken in order to get the information from my server and bring it back to the visitor in Australia. So the longer the distance between your visitor and your server where your website is located, the slower the website will be for that person. And it is known that when a website loads within 1 second, it will convert 2.5 times more than when a website loads in 5 seconds. So website speed is really important, and that's where CDN comes in. There are 3 key things that CDN does. The first thing, it will compress your website into a smaller website so it will load faster. The second thing, it will place your compressed website on multiple servers in the world, CDN servers, so that when visitors go to your website, they go to the closest server that has a copy of your website that is compressed. So the loading time will decrease drastically. And the third thing it does, it will protect your website from DDoS attacks. Do I say that right? DDoS? DDoS? It will protect your website from attacks. So let me show you how it works. I have a website over here, freddycorp.com. If I take a look at the GT metrics, it looks fine. But what it says, that's funny. It's not funny, it's true. The first thing that I should do, use a content delivery network. Well, I have one in my package at Hostinger because I have the business package. As you see, business web hosting. So I need to go to websites. Here's freddycorp.com. Business web hosting, manage. Then I go to performance, CDN. And what I see, Freddy Corp, it's disabled. And here it says it will increase the speed, but it can take between 24 and 48 hours before it's fully active. So I click on enable. And now it says CDN is enabled successfully, but it can take a while. So it's now an hour later. Here at Performance CDN, I can click on the arrow to the right, and then I see it is active. Awesome. What I can do now to optimize even further, I can go to website optimization. All the images can be compressed to WebP, which is a lot smaller than JPEG and PNG, and it still has a transparent background like PNG. I want to minify the CSS files. I want to minify the JavaScript files. Smart image optimization is okay for the mobile. It can be even smaller, but it's okay. I keep it with this, so I click on save the changes. Then I go to traffic blocking, We can block IP addresses or certain countries using CDN and add security. If you're under attack, you can say I'm under attack, and then you get advanced security. We can use TLS 1.3, but right now 1.3 is not available for all devices. So if people with an older device go to your website, it can be that they do not get your website. So I turn this off, but that's how you can optimize it. Now let's go back to GT metrics. I say HTTPS freddycorp.com. Test your site. And if you take a look, it seems to be faster. So it's doing a job. And that's how you can use CDN at Hostinger. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope it was fun. You learned a lot of stuff. And now you're able to create your own website. You have your email account, you have backups, you have a fast website using CDN. In the future, maybe already right now, I don't know when you're watching this tutorial, I will make an even more in-depth tutorial about Hostinger featuring all the features that you can use. You can watch this video over here, and I hope you have a great day, and congratulations with having your websites or web hosting at Hostinger.